Even as the blood demon envoy transformed into a mass of deep red blood, he arrogantly addressed the two envoys beside him. You two, step back. Take him without any mishap. I'll handle the ghost-faced soul flame myself. King, what is this? The next moment, Xiao spoke up, clearly noticing the distinctive blood demon golden chi enveloping the figure, which baffled him as he hadn't heard of this individual before. The blood demon golden chi was the blood demon envoy's core power, exceptionally precious. Using such a valuable force on a human was proof enough of this person's extraordinary identity. Blood demon envoy, the ghost-faced soul flame remarked, noticing a small gap appearing in the azure magma, shaking its head. This ghost-masked soul seal is indeed powerful, but as a sacred flame spirit, you're unable to fully unleash its might. Moreover, this place has been devoured by our blood demon clan for too long, now teeming with malevolence, the blood demon envoy said slowly. Indeed. However, today, who will emerge victorious remains uncertain. The ghost-faced soul flame finished speaking, its azure flames erupting with world-destroying power. Ha ha ha. Ghost-faced soul flame, as an old rival, I shall show you the respect you deserve. This time, I will completely obliterate your faith, declared the blood demon envoy as he faced the ghost-faced soul flame. Enough talk. Take this. Ghost fire hand. In no time, the ghost-faced soul flame shouted, as dazzling azure flames surged from within, forming a giant 100-foot azure hand before it. Mysterious azure sigils adorned the hand, intertwined with ancient patterns emerging silently. What a formidable attack, Xiao observed, frowning. If the ghost-faced soul flame had used this level of attack on them previously, they would have had no chance to retaliate. Very strong indeed, the blood demon envoy's blood mass stirred as he uttered. But it's not enough. Blood demon golden chi, go. With that, a piercing command echoed through the space. As soon as the words fell, a golden-tinged blood-red energy beam surged from the blood demon envoy's form, meeting the ghost-faced soul flame's attack head-on. Crash! As the opposing forces clashed, a fierce tempest erupted and vanished. Rumble! The two mighty forces, unable to determine a victor quickly, caused intense waves beneath the ghost-faced soul flame in the azure magma, seemingly repulsed by the malevolent force and eager to consume it. Exhilarating! I underestimated your power, ghost-faced soul flame, the blood demon envoy roared, as the blood demon golden chi and ghost fire hand shattered. This being is indeed quite strong, the ghost-faced soul flame muttered to itself, realizing the equality in their previous exchange. Neither had used their lethal techniques, merely probing each other. Blood demon envoy, I must acknowledge your strength. But with only half your power here, if I can't handle you, it would be laughable, the ghost-faced soul flame said, shaking its head slowly. Exactly. So, let's earnestly fight. The blood demon envoy's blood mass slightly writhed as immense power rested within. As you wish. Sacred flame domain. In an instant, the ghost-faced soul flame glimmered with an enigmatic azure fire, emanating ripples of azure waves from its feet. With the ghost-faced soul flame's actions, the entire space underwent a qualitative transformation. What place is this? Xiao Yan, considerably weaker, felt an overwhelming oppression in this eerie space and couldn't help but ask, this is a domain unto itself? The sacred flame possesses the sacred flame space, but this sacred flame domain is even mightier. In the sacred flame domain, one careless move, and I may completely fall as well, the blood demon envoy cautiously remarked after entering the new space where the former azure magma had vanished. So strong? Xiao couldn't help but say. Very strong indeed, but with him it's all futile, said the blood demon envoy, showing no fear in this mysterious domain, eyeing the figure wrapped in his blood demon golden chi. Blood demon envoy, this place will be your finest tomb. After summoning the sacred flame domain, the ghost-faced soul flame slowly turned its gaze, speaking decisively. I don't believe in such dark sorcery. As soon as the words were spoken, dazzling clusters of blood around the blood demon envoy became more solid. With several echoing thuds, a child-sized figure slowly emerged from within the blood formations of the blood demon envoy. Blood demon envoy, you're truly despicable. Seeing this scene, even the usually composed ghost-faced soul flame couldn't suppress a shout. Through the power of the sacred flame, it could clearly perceive that the child's form was intriguingly shaped through the absorption of countless human essences. From the child's chest, a faint yet present red glow emerged. The sacred flame domain has the power to subdue and destroy the extraterritorial evil clan, but if it confronted souls as pure as children, it might instantly shatter. Humans truly are delectable creatures. A strange voice leisurely emerged from the small child's mouth. Given the situation, I, by the spirit of ghost-faced soul flame, pronounce, Blood Demon Envoy, you shall be suppressed by me once again. As soon as these words were out, the entire dark space lit up brilliantly. Groups of overwhelmingly powerful cyan flames, resembling annihilating weapons against evil, flared up. Ha ha ha. Ghost-faced soul flame, don't think having a domain allows you to suppress me again. The shame endured in the past, this time I shall repay in full. As the childlike blood demon envoy's voice fell, it suddenly reached into its chest without hesitation, squeezing tightly. A vigorously beating blood-red heart slowly emerged. With the heart of man. Destroy domain. A gentle utterance was followed by a brilliant smile from the child. In the next moment, its hand clenched forcefully, and the heart shattered instantly. As the heart shattered, a ferocious force spread rapidly, and with such an act by the blood demon envoy, the boundless cyan's sacred flames within the sacred flame domain vanished like small fires extinguished by a flood. Ghost-faced soul flame, let's see how you handle this. Despite his weakening presence after such exertion, the blood demon envoy child continued with a smile. While the blood demon envoy and ghost-faced soul flame were in a standoff, Xiao Yan and his group gradually arrived at the seal's periphery. What happened here? Xiao Yan's group looked at the seal and saw only the cyan magma. But within this magma, a fracture slowly emerged. At its center, encased in cyan magma, lay 4 smaller craters surrounding one large one. This is where the sacred flame suppressed the blood demon envoy. But I'm not sure why the aura here feels peculiar. And inside this cyan magma, there's extremely formidable sealing power. Little Li frowned as he gazed around. Through observation, he found some residual energy in varying sizes, indicating a recent battle. Quick hide. Before Yin Qi could speak, an awe-inspiring scene unfolded within the cyan magma. What is this? Yin Qi bellowed, prompting the 4 of them to conceal themselves instantly. They hid behind nearby rocks, watching intently. Ghost-faced soul flame. Your domain is broken. Without it, you're not my match. Surrender now. With the child's use of the heart to shatter ghost-faced soul flame's domain, a serious expression appeared on the latter's handsome face. Blood demon envoy, you're truly despicable. Using human blood to form a heart, ghost-faced soul flame couldn't help but curse. Since being suppressed by you back then, I knew this was the only way to break your domain. Using human essence blood to form a heart is the greatest nemesis of your domain, the child replied with an odd tone. Master, act now. Several strong individuals from the incense pavilion are on their way here, and they possess 3 clusters of sacred flame. Blood Tian, watching the blood demon envoy torment ghost-faced soul flame, couldn't help but remind. 3 clusters of sacred flame? Upon hearing this, the blood demon envoy's voice was filled with tension. Understanding the power of sacred flame, the blood demon envoy was quite aware that even a single cluster could suppress him. Without some means of survival, he would have been obliterated. Facing 3 clusters of sacred flame might cause the blood demon envoy to fear for everything he holds here. In that case, it's time to end this. As the blood demon envoy spoke, blood-red vapors began to waft from its infant-like white hands. The blood demon golden chi, it could probably kill an 8-star Do D instantly. When the hidden Xiao Yan sensed the fluctuation from the blood demon envoy, he immediately understood. He recognized it as the blood demon golden qi, the envoy's most powerful technique. Should we intervene? Little E asked gravely, aware of Xiao Yan's need for the sacred flame, so he offered. Not for now. But the blood demon envoy is extremely powerful, and there are 2 others who have reached the early 8-star Do D stage. If things go south, protect Mu Yingying and Yin Qi. And in Yin Qi's body, for some reason, I always have a strange feeling, Xiao Yan said seriously, but when the blood demon golden qi appeared in the envoy's hand, he clearly sensed the sacred flame soul belonging to Yin Qi stirring restlessly. All right. Little E nodded gently. It's surprising how formidable this blood demon envoy is. It's said the blood demon clan has a very evil technique that relies on devouring human blood. If mastered, it can grant eternal youth. Judging by the blood demon envoy's appearance, he's close to mastering it, making this a tricky situation, Yin Qi said coldly, his eyes filled with killing intent as he faced the wicked child. Blood demon envoy, I won't let you succeed. With a roar, ghost-faced soul flame unleashed its powerful azure sacred flame, creating an indescribable ripple. Ghost mask soul seal. With a shout, countless wandering spirits were enveloped in the azure flame and shot towards the blood demon envoy. Ghost Qi? Even Shui Tian and Shui Xian hesitated, unsure of how ghost-faced soul flame had mastered ghost Qi power. Ghost-faced soul flame is from the ghost realm, so mastering ghost Qi isn't surprising, the blood demon envoy said gravely. At this moment, the envoy transformed into a child, but he knew his current power was only a fraction of his peak. Fighting ghost-faced soul flame would be challenging. Blood demon golden qi. Blood dye sky. The blood demon envoy roared, a dazzling blood-red aura forming into a 100-zhang spear, brimming with cold light as it pierced towards ghost-faced soul flame. Ghost mask soul seal. Seal it for me. Ghost-faced soul flame's handsome face twisted menacingly, azure flames wrapping in eerie ghost qi, transforming into spirits to attack the terrifying blood spear. Boom, boom, boom. The blood spear collided with the spirits, causing a tremendous impact. Whoosh! Waves of invisible pressure rippled out like a wild beast from the clash. This blood demon envoy is incredibly strong, matching the sacred flame's spirit with just half his power. Yin Qi spoke slowly. Lord. Shui Tian and Shui Xian were worried as they watched the battle unfold, fearing their plan would be thwarted if sealed even once. Whoosh! Ghost-faced soul flame, you lost to this move last time, but the same trick won't defeat me twice. So, it's time to end this. Suddenly, the blood demon envoy's child form became unsettlingly bloody, crimson blood flowing from him, shooting towards ghost-faced soul flame. This guy is insane. Seeing the blood demon envoy's madness, ghost-faced soul flame's pupils reflected his alarm. The crimson blood was the envoy's essence, each drop costing him decades of cultivation. Die for me. The blood demon envoy howled with malevolence. I can't act in time. Ghost-faced soul flame turned to deal with the blood power, but Shui Tian and Shui Xian intercepted. Ghost-faced soul flame, it's over. Shui Tian and Shui Xian's words were followed by overwhelming evil power suppressing ghost-faced soul flame. As ghost-faced soul flame closed his eyes, preparing for something, a loud voice echoed, Blood Demon Clan scum, you truly are an eyesore. Blood Demon Clan scum, you truly are an eyesore. Xiao Yan's voice resonated through the space, as a massive ruler's blaze with earthen yellow flames forced Shui Tian and Shui Xian back dozens of steps. Who dares intervene? The aura of this person seems a bit familiar. The blood demon envoy's crimson blood power began to slowly gather in his palm, but he did not release it immediately. After all, this was equivalent to a human's vital essence, with each drop containing immense power. Using even a single drop would be a significant drain on himself. Although the blood demon envoy was confident he could seriously wound the ghost-faced soul flame, the presence of Xiao Yan meant he had to be more cautious. What a little pest. Soon, The childlike figure of the blood demon envoy broke into a sudden laugh. An insignificant extraterritorial evil clan. To kill is to kill. Xiao Yan replied with a slight smile, his entire body enveloped in the earth-yellow sacred flame's original power, exuding a dangerous aura. Kid, don't say I didn't warn you. This blood demon envoy is the strongest of the blood demon clan. Their strength comparable to your human Dosian level. You're no match for him now, even if he only has half his power here. As he observed, the soul-devouring talisman within Xiao Yan's body spoke hurriedly, knowing full well that should Xiao Yan make a rash move, it too would be affected since it was residing within him. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing, Xiao Yan said softly. My king, it was this boy who wiped out the second and fourth envoys, Shuetian said, glaring at Xiao Yan with resentment. This boy, his aura seems a bit familiar. Were you one of those who destroyed my blood demon left guards in the desolate mountain range? The blood demon envoy asked after a moment, his voice filled with suspicion. The desolate mountain range, probably. Xiao Yan responded calmly, unfazed by the pressure from the blood demon envoy. So it is. However, walking into the net like this is undoubtedly the stupidest move you could make. The blood demon envoy sneered, moving swiftly towards Shuetian and another, clearly plotting something. Are you okay? Xiao Yan reached out, steadying the ghost-faced soul flame not far in front of him. I'm fine. The sacred flame master has finally arrived. Seeing this, the ghost-faced soul flame felt a trace of relief. Although the person before him wasn't overly strong, the real sacred flame within his body was a source of joy, as possessing two sacred flames made defeating the blood demon envoy possible. This ghost-faced soul flame is truly formidable, making my Fireheart heavenly rock react so strongly. As Xiao Yan supported the ghost-faced soul flame, an immense pressure descended upon them. Attack! Kill them all! The blood demon envoy snarled, his pupils gleaming with pain as he turned to Shuetian and Shuexian behind him. Xiao Yan, I'll help you. In the next instant, Yingying's graceful figure appeared beside Xiao Yan. Whoa, don't go. Little E tried to stop Yingying, but the azure sacred flame aura easily thwarted his efforts, showing that even little E was helpless against this power. This girl really is reckless. Yin Qi shook his head slowly. You shouldn't go, stay put, little E cautioned. Xiao Yan, I'll make sure you die a horrible death. Shuetian and Shuexian exchanged a glance, releasing a brilliant, malevolent force that encircled Xiao Yan and his companion. Why are you here? Xiao Yan had asked little E to keep watch on Yingying, but despite his calculations, he had not anticipated that little E would be unable to handle someone with the sacred flame like Yingying. I'm here to help you, Yingying replied playfully. A girl's place is not on the battlefield, Xiao Yan said sternly. They're strong. I can't just let you fight alone. Yingying flickered her large, expressive eyes and said timidly, your body is special, as your fellow disciple. I have the responsibility and ability to shield you from these. Xiao Yan began to speak, but the attack from Shuetian and Shuexian forced him to stop. Enough talking, face your doom. Shuetian shouted and launched a brilliant attack. Kid, I can handle the blood demon envoy for a while. I'll leave the others to you, the ghost-faced soul flame said, once again engaging the blood demon envoy. Brother, leave Shuetian to me. Little Yi's figure flickered again. Shuexian, Yingying started, only to be interrupted by Xiao Yan. Senior Yin Qi's identity is special. You should go back and protect him. Don't worry, none of these guys will escape. Xiao Yan smiled. But, take action. With Yingying hesitating, then returning to Yin Qi's side, Xiao Yan and little E, along with the ghost-faced soul flame, advanced to confront the three formidable members of the blood demon clan. No way. Little E can't hold on for much longer. We must finish this quickly. As soon as the thought crossed Xiao Yan's mind, a vast soul force began secretly gathering within him. Xiao Yan, prepare to die. Blood Xian, selected by Xiao Yan as his opponent, showed no trace of fear. Whoosh! Blood Xian's figure surged forward, as a continuous stream of sinister black energy roared through him. Bring it on. Seeing this, Xiao Yan didn't dodge. Instead, he charged directly into the attack, closing his eyes. Boom! A series of explosions resounded as Blood Xian's attack hit, but to Xiao Yan, it was no more than an itch. Suddenly, his form shifted eerily. Soul combat technique, serene howl of the heavens. In the next moment, following this utterance, a silent and deadly strike erupted from Xiao Yan's body towards Blood Xian. What is that? Blood Xian caught a glimpse of Xiao Yan's eyes snapping open, a wave of terror washing over him. Oh no! Blood Xian, retreat. Blood Demon Envoy and Shui Tian's voices rang out urgently. Too late. Blood Xian, the third envoy of the Blood Demon clan. Meet your end at the hand of this Yin Emperor. Xiao Yan's fierce voice echoed, and the soul force suddenly struck Blood Xian. Bang! Blood Xian's body recoiled violently upon impact. Before a word could be uttered, he exploded into a mist of blood, vanishing completely, not even a trace of soul force remaining. Curse you! Curse you! Curse you! Shui Tian roared, his cry of rage echoing 3 times. As the head of the 4 envoys, he held much esteem for the others. Witnessing all 3 fall at the hands of this human named Xiao Yan, his fury was boundless, driven by an urge to tear Xiao Yan apart. Whoosh! Xiao Yan's soul attack completely obliterated Blood Xian. Blood Xian lacked any means of soul defense, making Xiao Yan's powerful assault a fatal one-hit kill. Yet, Xiao Yan knew he couldn't perform another soul attack anytime soon. Such a technique, while lethal, had its limitations. The overwhelming force was a one-time use. Humph! Don't think you can escape my attack? Watching the enraged Shui Tian, Little realized the gravity of the situation, kindling brilliant flames to trap him. This guy's attacks are insanely powerful. Yin Qi, observing from below, was visibly shaken by Xiao Yan's overwhelming assault, knowing such might would grievously wound him, let alone affect the 8-star Do D level Blood Xian. What is that? Mu Yingying, standing some distance behind Xiao Yan, noticed a figure not far from the Blood Demon Envoy, shrouded in a blood-red aura, unable to resist speaking. Her senses told her this enveloped figure was even more dangerous than Shui Tian. Blood Demon Envoy, it seems today. The ghost-faced soul flame, battling the Blood Demon Envoy, laughed upon witnessing the scene. Knowing Xiao Yan's strike had dealt a blow to the arrogant bearing of the Blood Demon clan. Don't celebrate too soon. This human's mistakes will be repaid, the childlike Blood Demon Envoy warned, his glow intensifying again as they resumed their clash. Such a soul attack is strong, but it takes a toll on oneself, Xiao Yan remarked as Blood Xian and his human host vanished without a trace. Xiao Yan, I'll kill you. Shui Tian's eyes turned bloodthirsty red, his power exploding, breaking free from Little Yi's hold as he lunged at Xiao Yan. Boom! Shui Tian's wicked red palm surged with immense power, aiming for Xiao Yan. Then, a miraculous scene unfolded. Clang! A figure appeared before Xiao Yan, wielding a silver sword that slashed at Shui Tian, unleashing powerful Do Qi that forced him back. Well. Blood formation map. In the next moment, madness filled Shui Tian's eyes. Ignoring everything else, he unleashed a sliver of his core power and shouted at Xiao Yan and Mu Yingying. No! Xiao Yan exclaimed as he attempted to push Mu Yingying away, but a wave of weakness surged through him, rendering him immobile. Descend into the abyss of evil. Feel the destruction. Shui Tian declared as a small parchment scroll, glowing with a blood-red light, slowly appeared in his hand. As the parchment emerged, even the ghost-faced soul flame looked troubled. The Blood Demon clan's tribal formation? This has truly slain Do Xian experts. Gurgle. In the next moment, the blood-red scroll absorbed Shui Tian, Xiao Yan, and Mu Yingying into itself. Will they be all right? Little Yi furrowed his brows at the sight. They should be. Both of them wield the sacred flame. But the Blood Demon clan's tribal formation is no ordinary thing, Yin Qi replied calmly. Ghost-faced soul flame. Let me help you, Little Yi said, trusting his elder brother, and then leaped into the fray against the Blood Demon Envoy. You're just in time. The Blood Demon envoy, though faced with increased pressure, dealt with both Ghost-faced Soul Flame and Little E with ease. Despite their powerful attacks, the envoy fended them off, while Yin Qi stood quietly on the sidelines. Where is this place? After being sucked into the parchment, Xiao Yan and Yingying found themselves in an unfamiliar space filled with boundless darkness and suffocating evil that threatened to devour them. We're in the Blood Demon's formation, Xiao Yan said, scanning the area. With his strong spiritual power, he detected hints of the formation's presence. Are you okay? Yingying asked, concerned, despite being skeptical of Xiao Yan's previous statement. I'm fine. The soul attack just drained too much of my spiritual power, but I've recovered a bit, Xiao Yan replied with a smile. So what should we do now? Yingying asked, at a loss for what to do next. Since it's a formation, let's use a formation to counter it. Xiao Yan's eyes lit up as he summoned the divine motion natal core inscription hidden in his mind palace. Buzz, buzz, buzz. As the core inscription, engraved with countless tiny runes, appeared, the evil aura in the space shrank back in fear. What is that? Such overwhelming power. Hidden in the darkness, Xue Tian hesitated as he observed Xiao Yan. Xue Tian, you blood demons have wreaked enough havoc. Today, I'll reunite you four brothers, Xiao Yan declared with authority. Without further hesitation, the natal core inscription burst forth in brilliant light, illuminating the special formation space. Soon, waves of scorching fire surged from Xiao Yan's body. Is this also the power of a formation? At this moment, Xue Tian's face completely froze in realization. A formation against a formation? Now things get interesting. Binding celestial silk vine array, break for me. As Xiao Yan's last word fell, fiery breaths erupted from the darkness. You foolish child, you'll pay for your arrogance. Xue Tian threatened, pushing the blood formation map to erase them completely. Not necessarily, Xiao Yan replied with a smile at Xue Tian's sinister voice. Binding celestial silk vine array, seal for me. As soon as his words echoed, enormous green vines emerged from the dark skies, infused with Xiao Yan's sacred flame power. Your formation may be strong, but without finding me, it's all in vain. Let me show you the might of our blood demon clan's formation. Xue Tian's voice was dripping with contempt. Suddenly, a mournful wail resonated through the space, chilling to the bone. Found you. Xiao Yan's pupils lit up as his spiritual power locked onto a point in the space where Xue Tian spoke. Go. With his eyes open, he directed the massive vine to strike at the mysterious location. Boom. Not bad, kid. But, with such a heavy blow, Xue Tian's aura weakened, and he no longer concealed his figure, directly appearing. However, Xue Tian was now unrecognizable, his entire body wrapped in a shroud of dark, evil qi, and a red light slowly appeared in his hand. Though I don't know what that red light is, it's extremely dangerous. We absolutely can't let him make a move, Yingying said, her beautiful eyes flickering as she sensed the great danger. Xiao Yan, I have to admit you're strong, but this ends here. Xue Tian finished speaking, and a sinister laugh reverberated. Then, a violent disturbance surged from within him. Xue Tian, what do you intend to do? Queried the last remnants of will from the Xinling royal family's heavenly clan leader within Xue Tian. Tian Xian, it's over for you. Just rest peacefully. Your three brothers are already waiting down below. As the eldest, you can't stay long, can you? Xue Tian chuckled viciously. Bastard. Your extraterritorial evil clan truly can't be trusted. At these words, Tian Xian was furious, attempting to expel Xue Tian's power entirely, only to find himself almost assimilated in both soul and body by Xue Tian. Haha, what a joke. If not for our four envoys, your Xinling royal family and the four heavenly clans wouldn't be where they are today. So you should actually thank us. The power of our extraterritorial evil clan isn't easy to acquire. Since you've tasted its sweetness, you have to return it all. Xue Tian ignored everything and unhesitatingly plunged his blood-red arm into Tian Xian's body towards the heart. Without hesitation, with a swift motion, a vigorously beating heart appeared before Xiao Yan and Yingying. Truly despicable, remarked Xiao Yan, unable to hold back. Although the 4 heavenly clans of the Xianling royal family were intertwined with their incense pavilion, they had yet to truly clash with Xiao Yan before being completely eradicated by the Blood Demon clan. A fitting retribution for their collusion with the Blood Demon envoy, it seemed. Blood formation map, bloodthirsty array, declared Xiao, crushing the heart. An intense turmoil erupted, and the entire space radiated an extremely malevolent, blood-colored qi. Gulp, gulp. One by one, crimson bubbles slowly emerged from the blood-colored space. The blood mist, however, was like a toxin eroding the mind, bewitchingly sinister. It seems the binding celestial silk vine array can't counter this blood formation map. Xiao Yan observed the sudden emergence of blood-colored qi in space, retrieving his array and natal core inscription, shaking his head. I have a solution. At that moment, Yingying suddenly spoke with a smile. What solution? Xiao Yan, trying to gather their sacred flame's power to attempt a breakthrough, became curious at Yingying's words. Sacred flame space. Yingying cautiously watched the gathering blood-colored gas, whispering softly, Sacred flame space? What's the use of that? Xiao Yan couldn't help but ask. This sacred flame space is an incredibly potent place. If used correctly, it might be enough to obliterate Xiao. With Xiao's current strength, only by utilizing the suppression of the sacred flame space and our sacred flames do we have a sliver of hope, Yingying explained with a smile. Sacred flame space. Before hesitation could creep in, Yingying shut her eyes gently, as waves of azure flames began to spread from within her. As these azure flames appeared, the blood-colored gas immediately showed fear, retreating far away. Sacred flame space, solidify. Yingying's eyes snapped open, watching the azure sacred flame encase the blood-colored gas, then lightly snorting. Not good, another sacred flame? At this moment, Xiao's expression changed dramatically, realizing the combined might of 2 sacred flames was beyond normal comparison. It's a success. Yingying, her aura weakening, knew she had successfully executed sacred flame space, entrapping the blood formation map within. This is the source of the sacred flame. I'll leave the rest to you. Moments later, a piece of azure sacred flame crystal fell from Yingying's hands, passing it to Xiao Yan. All right. Although Xiao Yan hesitated, aware of Elder Yin and the blood demon envoy outside, he accepted it. What an enormous power of sacred flame. At this moment, Xiao Yan was engulfed by both a cerulean flame and an earthen yellow flame. Although the cerulean flame resisted him, the sacred flame crystal he possessed mitigated the resistance to some extent. Puzzled, Xiao Yan wondered why, even with Yingying's sacred flame crystal, he couldn't access any information about her sacred flame. Despite the cerulean sacred flame's strong resistance, Xiao Yan managed to suppress it temporarily using his incense pavilion arts. Xiao, it's time to end this. Without further thought, Xiao Yan held 2 sacred flame crystals, each radiating a scorching aura, enveloping him completely. How is this possible? How can he wield the power of 2 sacred flames simultaneously? Seeing the dual-colored sacred flames emanating from Xiao Yan, Xiao's fighting spirit dissipated entirely, leaving him as vulnerable as a lamb ready for slaughter. Perish! Ignoring Xiao's reaction, Xiao Yan let his incense pavilion arts operate at full throttle. The essence force from the 2 sacred flame crystals transformed into 2 massive beams that shot towards Xiao. Thud! Without any resistance, Xiao was easily pierced by the beams from Xiao Yan's sacred flames. In the next moment, the malevolent blood-colored aura slowly faded away, leaving Xiao's soul and Tianqin's body turning ethereal upon being pierced. Soon after, they shattered into nothingness, disappearing entirely from the world. Senior brothers, I have avenged you, little by little.